So one of the other things that recently was released was a tool for and skills for a framework that has been around for a little bit, but recently got some new life into it, which is called Remotion. So if you haven't heard of Remotion, Remotion is a framework that allows you to create videos, particularly videos with animations, overlays, things like that, using code. And they recently just released Skills, which has had a lot of creators, a lot of people creating different videos about using this. So essentially just using Claude Code to generate different videos. As we know, content is king right now. And being able to create high quality videos, perhaps little animations, little things like that, can take a lot of time. So I played around with it a little bit in Claude Code, and I thought this was pretty cool, but I was like, I think it can be better. And so I created a little Remotion Mood Board. So the way that this works, let me just share here. So you can go into this and you can either describe an animation idea, or maybe you can generate maybe a few different random ideas. What this does is it will go in and take either your idea or generate some random ones and create these different ideas that you can, click into. You can edit the prompt, you can kind of give it a style, you can change the different colors that you want, you can change the aspect ratio, but you can also generate assets. So for instance, maybe I want to generate some of these, and what this is doing is it's using NanoBanana to generate different assets that can be used within inside of the video. So for instance, if I wanted to do this one, let me just generate that video. And while it's generating, I can kind of show you this other one that I created. And when it's generated, I wanted to see if I could create this little like Zelda-like thing. I was playing around with this last night. What this does is you can go in, you can then see the code that was generated from here. And if I wanted to do just like with what we talked about with pencil, is now I want to be able to tweak this. Because I know the code, because I know these different items and these different constants at the top, I can come in here and maybe I want to change the background color to something else. I can just simply go in here. Or I can generate new assets. So, for instance, let's say I wanted to swap out what this this background was. I can just simply just copy this and change the ground tile set, and boom. That's a little off, but maybe I want to make some changes on here. The ground set is only half. Please fix it so that it covers the whole. And here I can just hit on edit. It'll edit this one, or I can remix it and start a whole new video. So I click on edit, and it has access to all of the different assets. Also too, one of the things that was really hard about this was that NanoBanana does not do transparent backgrounds. So everything that was created ended up having the little white background. So in order to do that, one of the things that I found was this creator talked about a process for using NanoBanana to create transparent backgrounds. It was pretty ingenious, honestly. So typically with transparent backgrounds, you do a green screen, right? Well, what if you have that green in your image? Well, then you get kind of bleed over, it doesn't look right, doesn't really work that well. So they use a different trick, and what it does is it first generates everything on white, and then it puts everything on black. And then he created this TypeScript code down here, which will go pixel by pixel and determine what's part of the image, what's part of the background, and generates full, complete background items. So it looks like this one, it didn't do the right one, but you can kind of edit it and kind of go through here. But so for instance, if I wanted to, for instance, this one, I just simply click on remove background. And what this would do is go through and remove that background. Or perhaps maybe I want to edit, it's running right now. It uses NanoBanana's edit capability. So you can kind of like you can vibe with what the, what you want the different, as you can see, it created this now sprite with the different transparent background. But this can be used for lots of different things. So for instance, like creating maybe a slide for, a climate timeline for your slides. You can then go in here, you can export it. You can just say start export, and it will go in and click on download, and boom, I have my video. But if I wanted to make any changes to this, let's say I add some text, you see it live right there. So this is another little app that we'll be open sourcing for the community. Excited to see what Visma you do with this.
Yes.
With the different videos in our content creation.
Yep. Just this morning, Max was showing us this new tool, and we were like really discussing how much content we can create out of it. Just incredibly useful. And I was, after our stand-up, I was just going through and seeing what other creators are creating with it. And one thing I loved the idea. So there was one creator. What he did was he pulled up an old project, and it was like somewhat sort of an invoicing project. And what he did was he gave it a prompt to analyze the code base and then create a promo video. And I can show it right now.
Videos,
right.
Animated cards, animated illustrations on your website.
Yeah.
All those little touches that you love from website.
And this is all what it pulled out. So it pulled out all the key features and then created this kind of video. And what I was thinking is, my next thought on this was we really need to create this for our answer agent marketing, definitely. And this was something that I always used to dream of. Oh, we could get this kind of animation. We really need to play this and start our videos, but this requires like big budget, lots of creative people and just expert design skills. But this is super impressive.
So yeah, one of the things that I did using this and using the studio. So the purpose of the app was to kind of allow for a kind of a vibe way of like doing mood boards, because it was like, oh, what are some different animation styles or different things based off just a rough idea, right? So I could just quickly see the different types of components of a video. So when you're editing videos, you want to you kind of componentize it as well. Right, so this is kind of a way that you can kind of just create like a library. But then, yeah, when you're using the studio, one of the ones that I actually created, and this was just a one-shot prompt, I had it analyze our last rev stuff for a video, and kind of was like, hey, create a little promo video. I haven't edited this at all for the agency, being able to, we ingest your data from every source into one intelligent system. A little off there. And that's where I was like, I want to be able to change those little bits, right? Without having to go through and just prompt it. Like I want to be able to have that fine-grained control that you have for a tool like Pencil or Figma or something like that. But then have that for the video itself. Because there are certain little things that you want to change. And then also too, I don't want to use emojis all the time. And that was where, integrating it with NanoBanana to be able to have, full images, being able to upload my own images as well. The tool allows you to upload your own images so that you can, use your own logos, things like that.
This sounds so Brad. I think you solved several problems there with the app you created. A couple of the insights I got from creators that are using this now is like, one, you need to be very good at storyboarding, that you cannot skip that step. You need to have a super complete storyboard with everything, like frames, what they do, what the movement is, like all the detail that somebody editing would have. Of course, AI assisted works. The other one, it will come back later.
The assets.
Storyboarding.
The assets.
Yeah, no, the assets is the other feature that I really like that because I didn't know how you would use new assets. I want to try out what Brisma was saying because being in the project, you can probably find a lot of other stuff like that.
Well, one of the things that I was using it for was and where in the project is then you can use the Playwright. So, we have a tool that just uses Playwright to document it. In this case, it can use Playwright to then create the screenshots to then use that in the animations with inside of there. So like if you're doing a product demo, yeah, you probably wouldn't have screenshots, but if you're doing other, items, and even too with like, the animations, you may want to have an asset that kind of, maybe that computer that it's on is an image asset, right? That makes that look really good, so that the screenshots on the computer, that's where you kind of use that, and then have that screenshot layered on top of the NanoBanana with the animation.
I remember the other thing that I saw that's very important is that the experience right now is like there's no one-shotting these animations, like any of the examples. It actually takes between 10 and 15 prompts of like adjust it to somewhere good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Pull it out because like with some other things we've seen, like with AI and content scripting, copywriting, like you can actually get really, really good things in one shot. This one is not the case.
Yeah, you do need to work with it a little bit.
So another video, you will love this. I think you used to see Minute Physics. There are other creators that do like math, for example, and they do a lot of illustrations. And it's really good at doing stuff like that, like in certain context.
Yeah, and this once again is to kind of give you that control without needing to do everything. The reason it takes you 10 to 15 prompts because you're trying to get this level of granular control a lot of times with it. So when I generate this video, I can then go in and I can either take that idea and edit it like, hey, make this a little bit, edit the prompt a little bit, the colors that I want to use, perhaps some of the assets that I want to use. But then once it is done, being able to have that both fine-grained control of like, if you know the code, like just going in there and just editing it a little bit, or using the API, or being able to then just prompt it to say, oh, I kind of want to do this or remix this. Here's some new assets. Please use this new asset, not this asset, for some of those different items. So then you go in here, it's done, little button. But then I can change it. I don't want that. I want to have a black button. Or the black, here. I can see it in real time.
It's amazing how React carrying the entire AI generation industry right now. We can get it to write React. We can do everything.
Pretty much. Awesome. We'll end it on that.